Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this video, I want to break down the trailer for episode 19. I am so hyped, honestly. I'm so excited for The Walking Dead's return. It's just like, I mean, if you watch the first two episodes, like, I mean, what more can you ask for, right? Like, honestly, a really phenomenal premiere. And honestly, each episode really holds on its own. Like, I was a little worried before, sometimes you release two episodes. Maybe it's because one of them is a little bit weaker. So you release two so that it's a little more exciting. But no, I think they just did it because of the AMC Plus release. Both episodes were crazy. Like, so much stuff happened here. I'm so excited for The Walking Dead's return. But anyways, before we go any further, obviously, please be aware that this video will contain spoilers for The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 17 and 18. Though I guess I will more specifically focus on Episode 18 just because that was the last one we watched. And that was the one that really set everything in motion here with the Commonwealth. And also make sure to be a subscriber, obviously, if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. I will be posting reviews, trailer breakdowns, and all that. I'm going to be doing my episode 17 review later on. So yeah, just expect that later on today, just in like a couple hours, or I guess later on, maybe in the afternoon or something like that. Because I really need to sleep. I've been up for so long. It's like in the early hours right now. Like, no lie, the sun's going to be coming up very soon. Like, I've been up for so long. So I'm going to do my episode 17 review later on. And then, yeah, I'll just do a bunch of episode 18 and 19 videos throughout the next however long. Because there's going to be, like, honestly, there's going to be so much stuff to talk about here. So let's talk about episode 19 here. So obviously, the big focus here for 19 is going to be on the aftermath of what happened at the end of 18, which was Sebastian's death. Sebastian's death really is going to trigger quite a bit of stuff here because Pamela Milton, I think, is going to be pissed off about this because he didn't need to die. I know this stuff that happened, whatever, blah, 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 but he didn't technically need to die. And if anyone saw what happened, I mean, obviously we see in the trailer that Eugene's on the run. Like, Eugene killed Sebastian, basically, right? I know it was technically the walker, but Eugene pushed the walker into Sebastian. I imagine for the people here, especially the Milton family, things are going to get really crazy because, I mean, Sebastian Milton is a member of, I guess, the leadership family here, right? Like, he's literally, Sebastian is the son of the governor of this whole place here. Like, Eugene's in big trouble here. Not just Eugene, Max as well is going to be in a lot of trouble. So a lot of this makes sense now. When you think of some of those shots, the other day we did see some shots of Eugene and there was like, obviously there was like that red tone or red orange filter on everything. Now we know why Eugene is going to trial. It's probably because he's been charged with something related to Sebastian. And I guess he's going to try run it first, but I imagine he's going to get caught at some point. So it's an interesting place to take this whole story because, I guess in prior seasons, it would just be basically, okay, so that other group is now just going to come after you and kill you, basically, right? If it was the Whisperers or the Saviors. But I guess at the Commonwealth, they do things a little more civil. And that's the thing. Could anyone really argue with what Pamela Milton is saying in terms of charging Eugene with that? Because technically that's what happened here. And when you look at the trailer, it looks like everyone basically gets arrested. And this is something that happens in the comic, at least versions of this happens anyways, where basically characters get arrested, like Dwight gets arrested. Basically, Dwight gets arrested for a bunch of stuff, which basically results in his death eventually when stuff happens. Like, obviously, there's so many things switched around here. Sebastian's death was basically Dwight's death, I would think. It's just that the whole confrontation was a little different there. But yeah, a lot of characters in the trailer are getting arrested. We do see Rosita getting arrested. There's obviously Princess and Ezekiel. Max as well is likely going to get arrested in this episode. So basically, I'm assuming that they're all just going to be put in a cell. And I think there will be this trial, this and that. But I feel like for the most part, a lot of this story, I think in terms of how they get out and how you sort of deal with that is Connie and Lance. Connie knows some stuff. Obviously, in episode 18, Lance mentioned that there was this alliance that Pamela Milton has, or the Commonwealth has. And if something were to happen to Lance, obviously something pretty bad could happen there with that alliance. And so, I mean, that is the CRM. I don't know what else that could be. Like, obviously, they're supposed to come up at some point this season. That right there was a tease. And I actually wonder if some of the drama of what's happening with Pamela Milton because of our group being here causes some sort of, I guess, awareness to that or whatever to the Civic Republic. And I wonder if that is why the Civic Republic come back into play here. And then obviously with that and with the helicopters arriving and stuff, that's where Rick Grimes comes into play and the reveal of his survival. So it's things are getting really crazy here. Things are about to get really nuts. And so, yeah, to see people arrested here, it's kind of cool because this is sort of what happens in the comic. But yeah, I was actually really surprised to see this because episode 19 is titled Variant. And I figured this episode was basically just going to be focused on that the entire time. But no, literally not at all. This episode, like, it's going to focus on some of that, but it looks like they're also getting to the other stuff. And so, yeah, you know, Aaron tells the story of like, oh, the walkers or whatever. So we're going to see the season 1 walkers again here, which is really cool. There's a lot of awesome shots here. We see some shots of Lydia running away. It looks like they open the doors and they get in. So obviously they're very shocked by that. Jerry at one point too, they're in a hallway. They close the door. I guess it's locked. And then I guess the door opens and he kind of freaks out to go and close it right away. So this is going to be a fun episode. And it's insane because the last 2 were so good. And I've been seeing that reaction online. Like, these episodes are just phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, to celebrate the last 8 here makes so much sense. Like, these first 3, I think, are going to be so solid, so strong. And just where do we go after that, you know, with episode 20, 21, and so forth. But yeah, super strong. I can't wait to see how the Walker variants are going to play a role in the overall story. I know we're seeing them here, but do they deal with them in this episode? And is that just sort of it? Like, is this episode basically the nod to that? Or are these new walkers going to play a role at the Commonwealth and just other things that are going to happen? Like, I'm really curious on how all that's going to play a role, because obviously what happened at the Commonwealth was just walkers that they dealt with within, right? Because there was people there that died, that Lance got killed. And so the Horde hasn't went through there yet, right? So I'm really interested in seeing how all of that's actually going to play a role there, because yeah, I'm super excited about that. But Pamela seems to go meet with Lance, and I will say, you know, when I first saw this scene, the immediate thing that came to mind was that Pamela was sort of going there to make a deal with Lance. That maybe it's not going to be what we're thinking, you know, in terms of she's just so fed up with him, this and that. Maybe Pamela goes to Lance for help because, you know, Sebastian's dead now. She might want his help to deal with this whole situation because everyone hates the Milton family right now. And that's what's going to be kind of interesting about it. I do think Pamela's going to be able to get out of this situation, because I think the way she's going to be able to play it with everyone at the Commonwealth is like, see, these people here messed everything up. There was all the, like, they played that, they did all this stuff, and they got Sebastian killed. My son died because of them. I think people immediately are going to be like, yeah, those people are messed up. And so I think Eugene is immediately like, that's why he's arrested, right? And that's why you see that shot there, like Daryl's pulling Eugene there at the end, and he's basically like, let's go, like, we gotta go now. And he doesn't really react, but obviously, like, I don't know what's going to happen to him. I don't remember a lot of shots of him outside of the Commonwealth, so I feel like they're going to try and escape, but it's not going to happen. We do see some stuff with Princess and Mercer, so I think Mercer is going to tell Princess how bad things are actually getting here. And I really, you know, I guess in terms of some predictions for everything here, there's not going to be any sort of CRM thing that happens here, but they're clearly setting up some stuff here where things are going to get really intense. And now I think the Civic Republic reveal is coming, right? Because, you know, they're fighting back. They're doing all these things. The one thing that they really need is sort of that Tyler Davis reveal. And that's what Connie's, you know, going to be looking at. And Connie hasn't really played too big of a role, I would say, so far. So to actually see her in episode, I'm guessing episode 20, maybe in 19, but for sure in episode 20, I do think that that's where she's going to start to get into some of that stuff. And I wonder if in episode 20, we do actually learn some stuff. If we actually find something, maybe we see the CRM logo or something, right? Like, I wonder how fast they're going to be getting into this, or if maybe we don't see it then, but in 21 we do. Like, it's going to be at some point, right? Like, it's going to be happening soon. These episodes, I mean, think about it. In a little over a month, on November 6th, we're watching episode 23, right? So after that, we're going to know basically everything going into, you know, the very last episode ever. So it's going to come out at some point over these next 5 episodes for sure before going into the finale. It's very possible that Daryl doesn't find out that Rick's alive until the very last episode. They might want to hold that until the very end, but they might like really tease it beforehand to get people excited. Yeah, again, episode 19 looks like it's going to be another really great one. And these 3 episodes were just so solid. I can't believe it. Like, I really can't believe that they did this great of a job. Like, it's, yeah, I can't believe it. I think these 3 episodes are going to be super solid. I don't really understand any of the complaints, if there is any, and I haven't really seen any, so yeah, I don't think there's really any complaints, and I don't think there should be. I mean, obviously people have the right to their own opinion, I'm not even going to criticize that at all, but like, oh my god, The Walking Dead is back, and I think it's back better than ever. Like, you can say what you want about Season 11A, I think Season 11C has changed so much, but anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.